to Brownstone Worldwide. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Tips, topics, and talk, we got it all. Brownstone Boozy and Breakfast with Vernell. Here to entertain, and we will help you live well. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are welcome in the essence. This broadcast, Brownstone, the light is contagious. But you need go on and receive it for yourself. Just open it, exuberant, evolution, excited. We standing on the foundation of expression. You might have seen, you might have been, or you could have gravitated. Our foundation, we want to create a space for all to collaborate and be liberated from eventually all over the globe. And we are extending a hand to those who are an extension from maybe platforms, dig into another stratosphere. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Tips, topics, and talk, we got it all. Brownstone Boozy and Breakfast with Vernell. Here to entertain, and we will help you live well. And that is MSG, the message in the message. I can OD on my execution of excellency. And this as a man right now, and things aren't created, but see true.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Day Shift. I'm Paulette. I'm the owner and founder of Brownstone Worldwide, which houses brownstoneworldwide.com, Cityscape Radio, the podcasting app and website of the same name. Y'all like my new moo? Listen, I got no pants up under it too. Look, I don't play that. Listen, come on in here. Let's sit down. We have a ton of stuff to cover. Thank you so much for those of you all who are on TikTok. We have already been in here talking, prepping for the show. Y'all, who's hot as fish grease right now? Are you bad? Are you mad? You listen, if you voted for this, you ought to be doing backflips through your house right now. Because listen, I'm taking my vitamins right now. Listen, if your nerves bad now, you ain't seen nothing yet. Oh, it's about to go down. Grab your coffee, grab your water, grab your vitamins, grab your magnesium, grab your ashwagandha, your vitamin D3, your HRT if you own it. Whatever you need to do, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into this room and start today's news. Okay? Now, if you are on Facebook, if you are on YouTube, I don't know what's wrong, but I'm not able to see your comments until after the show. So don't think that I'm not here talking to you or that I'm ignoring you. I just can't see you. But you can always join us over on TikTok. And TikTokers, you already know that if I'm going to be sharing video, which today I'm not, because I needed to get in here and get y'all this information so I could come back this afternoon for tips, topics, and talk, because that's where I do my commentary. I would love to do commentary right now, but oh my, good morning. Welcome. Come in this room. Thank you so much, Lumbee Queen Bee Bear Clan. I hope I said that right. Yes, Angel. Yes, honey. Come back and spend some time with us for sure. Listen, y'all, did y'all hear that they passed the House passed the budget plan? Y'all hear that? Y'all didn't hear that? Hold on. Hold on. Let me go get my other laptop. Okay? Because y'all think it's a game out here and it's not. It is absolutely not. It is not. Hold on. I'm going to go ahead and just pull up another laptop. Because, listen, y'all think it's a game out here. And I'm not. I keep saying that because we seem unbothered. This is not the era of marching. That's not what this is. Hold on. No. Oh. Okay, y'all. Y'all ready for this? So if you are new here, head over to brownstoneworldwide.com. You don't have to, because I literally like go through and we read it together like we're in first grade. Not one Republican had more. Not one. Not one. Y'all, I'm fired up today. I just had y'all are almost laid down. I literally laid down. And I thought to myself, and anybody will tell you, I laid out on the floor in a minute. Okay. In a minute, in a New York minute or a Milwaukee, Wisconsin minute, right? I will lay down. First of all, let's do a recap. Yesterday, we went over a couple of things. 21 federal workers actually resigned from Musk's government efficiency unit, citing data security and public service risks. They like, no, we hands off. We don't want none of that. We good. This ain't it. This is not for us. So FAA investigates close calls at Chicago Midway and Washington Reagan airports amid growing aviation safety concerns. Yeah, and if they would be Democrats. They actually had morals. And you know, here's what's funny. Only one Republican voted no. Y'all, I'm trying to get y'all the news. You're taking me too fast. But are you all hearing this? Are you all hearing this? And here's the thing, don't think because you did not vote for the Republicans that you still cannot call these people that work for you. Every time, and I say this and I say it again, every time you go to work, you clock in and you get your paycheck and you look at your paycheck and it is not the full amount that you worked for, just know that you're paying for them to sit up there and make these foolish ass decisions for you. And no, I'm not sorry for the way that I just said that. I am amazed that this passed. The House passes GOP budget plan, paving the way for Trump's legislative agenda. I wish you would go to sleep. Now I sound like your big mama. If that's what I need to be to get some of y'all to move, then that's what I need to do. That's what I'm taking off all professional voice today as much as I possibly can. I have a friend that always teases me. The one that he said he knew nothing about before. See, I'm about to run. We know nothing. I don't know anything about it. What are they talking about? Okay, wig. Y'all have got to see this young man that's on TikTok. He's from Louisiana. He calls him Wig. Because I promise you, it's hard for me to say this guy's name. I watched a whole documentary from MSNBC on this dude. I had no idea. The one that he said he knew nothing about. Listen, House representatives adopt a sweeping budget plan on Tuesday. Last night, I'm going to tell you, I didn't go to bed until I heard that it passed or did not. I couldn't. Vitamin, y'all. Magnesium. Best thing ever for your nerves. House representatives adopted a sweeping budget blueprint on Tuesday, marking a major step towards advancing DJT's policy agenda. The passage came after Speaker Mike Johnson secured support from GOP holdouts, but deep Republican divisions remain, potentially complicating the bill's fate in the Senate. Now, what's in the GOP plan? You ready? Extends Trump-era tax cuts and includes additional tax reductions. See, a lot of people don't know that during the Biden administration, the tax cuts and reform that we were experiencing during the Biden administration came from the Trump administration. Y'all ever heard the trickle down? Okay, y'all know nothing about that. Proposes steep spending cuts to government programs. What are those government programs they're talking about cutting? Medicare, Medicaid, SNAP. How many of y'all on food stamps? I don't care if you get $5 a month. I know some people get $10 a month. Facts. But those $10 could be could mean the the effort that you take to feed yourself. It could be a bag of beans that could last you for that week where you don't have enough money, or it could be the $10 that you need for your ramen noodles or whatever. I'm shocked that we're even having this kind of conversation. Period. All programs that are their lifeline. But y'all, let me tell y'all something. I promise you, I said I wasn't gonna go here, but I saw a woman. Honey, maybe she had like a tooth here and a tooth there, and maybe she had one or two down at the bottom. And somebody said, would she be voting for Kamala Harris? And she turned around. Exactly. That's how it feels, doesn't it, Lumpy Queen? That's how it feels. She said, and I'm going to try to, she said, who vote for who? I wish I would. Can't no woman, no black woman run this country. I'll never vote. Okay. And baby, looking at her, I know she getting the SSI check. I know it. I know it. Oh, yes. All right. Raises the debt limit for 2 years to avoid a fiscal crisis. Do you all understand the trillions of dollars that they're talking about? Trillions. And how are they going to get, let them cut her food stamps. And clearly, and I'm not trying to be funny, it was clear that she was on some type of government assistance. That was not enough for her to pay for the dental care that she clearly needed. I'm just keeping it 100. Yeah, I'm sure she's regretting it now. Hey, Queen Bee, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. Y'all tap on the screen if you're on TikTok or if you're on Facebook. Let other people know that we're here. We need to have these conversations. We need to blow off the steam. This is a place where you need to come and sit down with Big Mama at the table. I'm just keeping it 100 because that's who I am today. I didn't even put my hat on or my wig, baby. I washed his hair and just let it air dry. Okay? Because we got to have some time today to digest what is happening in our face. Lives off the government. Girl, let's talk about that. So let's talk about all of a sudden, all the planes are falling out of the sky. Do not be deceived. This has been happening. You know what they're doing? The press is feeding into that energy. This has been happening. They've been bumping into each other. This is not new, y'all. He done already told y'all he wants to bring in Starlink, and they're already in talks with the FAA. Y'all better let me, okay. Allocates new funding for border security and energy production. You know where they're allocating those funds from? They're reallocating them to the tune of $880 billion. $880 billion. Guess how much of the overage they want to take from Medicaid and Medicare? $880 billion. How much are Starlink shares? I have no idea. You know, that's a really good question. The Senate's version of the budget focuses solely on national security and energy funding, delaying more controversial tax and spending measures for later negotiations. With House and Senate Republicans divided over key elements of the budget, passing a final package in both chambers will be a major test for your GOP leadership. The budget battle underscores the ongoing struggle within the party as it seeks to enact Trump's policy priorities in his second term. How do we, let's talk about that then. We should start by cutting some of their pay. How do we cut their pay? I need to know. Because baby, listen, I'm here for all of the shenanigans right now. And let's be clear. Let me stop right now. I had to block someone from my Meta pages because it was always about DEI and it was always about race with this person. And I thought we were cool, but it kept going and kept going and kept going and kept going. And I want you all to understand, I'm not here for the race shenanigans. I understand what I look like and I know what I am. I'm an African-American woman. I'm a Black woman. That is undeniable. But you know what I also am? I am a voting American citizen. I am a mother. I am a grandmother. I am a business owner. And I get up and I go to work every single day to provide news and information, content, and prepare my team. I have a small team of people that I pay for their work. So that means I'm also an employer. This impacts me just like it impacts everybody else. And what I want to say this, and I want to be clear. I don't care what race you are. Are you human? Do you have breath in your body? Are you here on this land that they are supposed to call the US of A? If so, I'm talking to you. You ought to be tired now. I shouldn't have to FAFO with y'all. Because we heard him. I took that man at face value when he said, you vote me in, you'll never have to vote again. I'm telling you, I promise you. He meant that with a straight face. And now what he's doing is he's dismantling important portions of your government. Because they won't eat. They see the value. They see the value. They see the oil and the diamonds, and they see the mining that can happen on some of the places that we call our national parks. And I'm not talking about physical diamonds. We are the oil. We are the salt of this earth. We are the diamonds that they want to put their hands on. Because who gonna work it? Who gonna work it? Not them. Let's talk about the gold card, shall we? We ready? I want to talk about the gold card. Do you know that he wants to cut? Yes, girl, I know. He wants to cut down the trees in our national forest. Oh, but baby, listen. Did y'all hear about this one? Come on, y'all, sip your coffee. I haven't even sipped my coffee. I done made hot coffee. Yes, girl, the gold card. Let's talk about, baby. He is talking about the gold card. Hold on. For those of you all who are new here and you are not familiar with this particular program, my name is Paulette. I am the owner and founder of Brownstone Worldwide. I am a media company, and it houses brownstoneworldwide.com, Cityscape Radio, the podcasting app and website of the same name, as well as, you guessed it, Brownstone Living magazine. If you would like your copy, you can head over to brownstoneworldwide.com right now. Scroll down just a little bit past the masthead, and there's Mr. Freddie Taylor on the cover. He is the CEO of Urban Intellectuals, and you can go ahead and get your Black History cards from his website. You can buy your way into America with the gold card, girl. Yes, to the tune of $5 million. So it was never about being an immigrant or even an illegal immigrant. It was about being poor. Because if we want to open up the doors for people to come in here and become American citizens, how about make it easier? How about make it easier for people to become American citizens? How about create an interim program so that they can become productive American citizens and stop making it a money grab for lawyers' offices and attorney fees and all? But what are they going to do when all of us poor people stop working their jobs for them? Let's talk about that blackout later on before we leave this show today. Ooh, this coffee show is hot and good. Go ahead and sip your coffee, y'all. Go ahead and sip your coffee. Let's calm our nerves. Listen, I'm always animated. Anybody that is a part of this program, you know I'm always animated, and I'm always here for the shenanigans and the shits, because this is America. Don't got you slipping on. I'm being facetious in the laughter, because sometimes you got to laugh to keep from crying. Y'all know the old saying. I literally am beyond words about how we have allowed this to happen. Because guess what, y'all? Y'all think it's gonna be easy to get that joke up out of there? Keep on playing with yourself. You hear me? I'm just keeping it. I'm just saying. Like, let's just keep it real. Do you really think he's coming out of there without a fight? He's not. He's absolutely not. It's not happening. Absolutely not. And it's so disappointing on so many levels. I am beyond, I'm just blown away. Can you turn that on for me, please? As you click up, thank you. Appreciate it. Whew. Department of Homeland Security, you ready? Cutter says, hey, Imani. Yes. Yeah. Hold on. To require undocumented migrants to register or face criminal penalties as ICE ramps up arrests. Have y'all seen the head of ICE and how excited he is? And all his minions just want to follow. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. Absolutely. It's mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. So let's talk about this. Because y'all know I'm trying to get y'all the news. Let's talk about the Social Security Administration. Now, I know this from personal experience. Let me tell you, I'm going to go back to this one in just a minute. They're shutting down offices, and they are planning on letting go of more Social Security professionals today. You think you wait now when you go to the Social Security office. It's going to be a longer wait because they're cutting more positions today. And they're literally not asking, but they're telling people, if you're of a certain age, you're going to have to go ahead and retire anyway. All right. Going ahead and let that sink in, folks. Think it's a game. Social Security Administration shuts down Office of Transportation, citing inefficiency. It closed the Office of Transformation with affected employees placed on administrative leave. I have a friend that works with the Social Security office, and they got the communication yesterday. Then I have another one who is still there, who got the communication that they may be impacted, and to just sit tight. Y'all, is this making sense yet? Anybody scared yet? Are your nerves bad? Your nerves should have been bad the minute that he decided that he was going to run again. But guess what, folks? It's too late for that now. It's too late. It's too late. We're here. So what do we do now? And this is one of the things that we talk about here at the Day Shift and on Tips, Topics, and Talk. We can share with you all the news because, yes, you should be informed. Absolutely. You need to remain aware of what's happening. Please do not. 7 Mountain Mandate. Explain to me what that is. I would be happy. Thank you so much for the follow. Listen, I've heard so many people, and I'm going to say this again, and I'm mad at us for this. I am hearing you all say, I don't want to talk about it. I don't even look at the news. I don't want to know what's going on. What do you mean you do not want to look at the news and you don't want to know what's going on? Well, then come sit at this table, baby, because we talking the news. You need to know what's happening with your money. You need to know what's going on. You need to know how your benefits, your SNAP, if you're getting it. What did I find out about the PMB? Hold on. See, y'all taking me off my game now. Hold on. Let me go back. Let me go back. I'm going to go back, and then we're going to focus on that. All right. So the office was shut down. You have to stay informed. How can you not be aware of what's going on? I had somebody tell me yesterday, my homegirl, hold on, because I'm going to come back to you. And if I don't, charge it to my head, not my heart, because my head is all over the place. My brain is all over the place. Forgive me. Listen, she said to me, I'm going to just let the Lord handle it. I don't even know which one to drink first. Am I drinking my water first or am I drinking my coffee? Because it's a lot. It is. It's a lot. But here's the thing. You have to stay informed. Please, y'all, please hear me and understand. This is how they getting people. I'm going to share something else with y'all. On February 3rd, and it just so happened my homeboy sent me the message, and I hadn't looked at it, and I started scrolling through some of the messages he was sending me, and I almost lost my breath because I couldn't believe that your boy is literally selling the United States to the highest bidder. He has signed an executive order to create a sovereign wealth fund, and he wants to pay for it by selling off America's public lands. Now, all of a sudden, letting go of all of these people in public parks, federal parks, Makes absolute sense, doesn't it? Let me explain to you why. Because if you don't have people that are keeping up with the grounds, that are not there for the tours, that are not doing all of the things, what does it look like? That it is inept and it cannot do what it's supposed to do. So what does that leave it open for? Privatization. Come on in. We need somebody to manage it anyway. Right or wrong? Am I right? I'm standing 10 toes down on what I just said because I know it's the truth. We are up for sale. Yes, and I'm smiling. It's the only thing it could be. Strategy, which means you're not working alone. Ain't no way one person can come up with this much foolery and evil in one brain. There's no way. And while we are concerned about the tap dances and the wielding of chainsaws on stage and what is happening in entertainment and people making these speeches, they are slowly peeling back the onion of America and picking up pieces of that onion and saying, want a piece? 5 million for you. 5 million for you. 5 million for you. You don't have 5 million? Lock her ass up. Take her kids. Think it's a game. Because he's trying to keep everybody focused on the racism and the immigrants. Bingo. They have us blindsided. We are being blindsided, which brings me back to the point of why I had to block the other individual, because you're missing the point. This is not about race, baby. This is about class. And honey, if class is not in session right now, this ought to be the fastest civics class you ought to be taking right now. If you didn't pay attention in 5th and 6th grade and in 9th grade civics class, you ought to be paying attention now. That part. Racism and immigrants. And homeboy is an immigrant, but he in everybody's business. Now they want to be able to control how the media gets you your information. Why? Because they're trying to keep you informed on the things that do not matter while they continue to peel back the onion. It is all about the dollar bill. Absolutely, Lumbi. Absolutely. It's all about the dollar bill. And we are missing this opportunity to stand on business. We missed it on November 4th. We told y'all, not just Black folks, but people with good sense saw it. What rumors? Oh, Lord, you're taking the word of a friend and their friend. This is how rumors get started. If you could expand on that, that would be great. I'm just telling y'all, when you sit at this table early in the morning, this is what we do. We grab our coffee. Rumors. This is facts. Please watch the news. Period. We're watching it. Do y'all really think that they sit up, they have sat down for the very first time and had conversations? That's how things fail, when you're not planning. This is successful because they've been strategizing on this for years. How many of y'all read Project 2025? Did you at least read the first 50 pages? I read it. I read it. Not only did I read it, the first 50 pages, I went live and read it to y'all. I sure did. I waited until midnight and I would open that sucker up and we would read through it segment by segment by segment. And in the preface, the prelogue to it, they told you, we've been in the White House since the Reagan administration. This program and that program, you think that he came up with that? We did, and we told him what to do. Think it's a game out here. They've been in position. They've been playing chess. This is a long game for them. You're not hearing me. They were very clear, and I'm talking about in the prelogue alone. They've been doing it. I'm not telling you anything that I heard. I'm telling you what I read with these two eyeballs and this extra pair right here on my face. They've been planning. They've been strategizing. They've been setting it up. They are telling more lies than anybody. He's a great salesman, and he played to the emotion of the poor white individual. That's how he won. He played us against each other, and it worked. He played us against each other, y'all, and it worked. And that is not a cut on anybody. Exactly what they wanted to hear, and they fell for it. He told them over and again, not once, not twice, but several times in several of his speeches when he was on his campaign trail, he told them, if you vote for me, you'll never have to vote again. I tell you, you'll never have to vote again. Cheers. Drink your coffee, y'all. Calm your nerves. Do you think he sure did? Yes. So these are not rumors. I'm telling y'all what I read. I know what we all saw. What I want us to do going forward, and it's something that I promised myself about 2 days ago, what I was going to start doing, was I am going to start paying attention while the noise is on ABC, NBC, CBS, and all of that. I'm going to be behind the scenes. You know who's talking? Your friends that work for the government. You know who else is talking? People that are on some of these quiet little websites that nobody's paying attention to, like mine. Right? Because we're getting the information from the inside and we're sharing it. And not only are we sharing it, we're disseminating all of the information that you need to know. And while it's happening on the ground, did y'all see where they are blocking certain people from the press from providing information to you all, from getting to the White House? Right. Keep sleeping if you want to. It is a privilege to be in the seat of the president, to serve the people. But right now, what's happening is they are literally turning the hands of time backwards, where you will be serving a dictator. What you gonna do? I say we get here, we sit down, and we start paying attention to what's happening. You'll have to choose where you get your news from. And they're going to keep on doing that. Yep. My numbers are down on Meta. I don't care. What are you going to do? That's the question. Are you going to continue to keep believing what they say? You believe what's happening? You know why? Because it probably hasn't impacted you yet. Have you gone to go pick up your meds yet? I did. And let's be clear, I have health insurance. I'm not on Medicaid or Medicare. Let's be clear. This is not about that. You answer the question or your ass will get blocked. Keep playing with me. You answer it. That's what this is about. Because I don't do trolls, and I don't do those well. My block game is strong, and the block is hot over here, baby. There are no real answers. The biggest thing is to make sure that each one of us is informed. Don't hide in the sand. That's the first thing. The second thing is that we have to make sure that we are using the power of the people. Primaries are coming. For those people who voted for this foolery, because see, it still got to go through the Senate. These are facts. It's always a faceless account. That's okay. They don't know me. Because I'm going to tell you one thing, I'm not outside of the club and you think I'm a punk. Okay, so what we're doing is what? Providing news and information. And we're having a conversation. Okay, then carry your ass up out of here. How about that? Don't get me started. Let's start. Let's do this. Yep. Yep, there we go. Done. But on the next vote locally, that's when people need to make the next change. Period. That's it. Start in your local community. That's the first thing. That's the first thing. Start in your local community. Once you start in your local community, start holding people accountable. That's the first thing. The second thing that you do is you do the best thing that you can in learning who wants to represent you in your local offices and then at the state level. Who are these people that want to represent you on the Hill? That's right. Vote locally and make the change in the House. That's it. That's it. I don't know why Lumbia made me approve your comment, because what you're saying is right. What you're saying is right. Anyway, enough of that. I came on here to present to you all the news, but I see we're going down the rabbit hole and we're still talking about the news. But this ought to have you to the point where you're saying to yourself, all right, now, I remember when I was in school, we actually had a... People are not realizing that. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning. All right. So here's the first thing. First thing is start paying attention to your local administration. Even if it's your school board, you ought to be doing that anyway, because your personal and property taxes are paid for local stuff. And some of the hot mess that's happening here in the town where I live in, unbelievable. Yep. Shy away from leadership. And there's so many different ways of doing that, right, reader? So many different ways. So let's talk about that. A couple things. Let's begin again. Start local. Hold people accountable. You know why people run for office? I'm going to tell y'all a secret. I was helping a friend of mine run for office in my hometown. And one of the reasons why they wanted to run for office is, number one, they said, once you get in, you never get out because nobody's paying attention anyway. And that's a guaranteed check for me. And then when I'm done, I'm guaranteed benefits. So you had a whole personal plan on how you were going to serve yourself because people aren't paying attention. All they needed to do was get in. I was mortified. And I was a young girl when I heard that conversation. And that's when I knew, I was like, yo, that's not cool at all. Well, they lost. And with good reason, because you weren't in it for the right reasons. So hold people accountable at the local level. Attend your city council meetings. Do the local things first. We cannot be about business when we're complaining about the pothole and we're not asking the city council and those members that are working for you and your mayors and other people and getting some of these people out of office that don't need to be there anymore. You got people that's been in office 15, 20, 30 years and your city still look the same. Period. And then start looking at your local senators and your congressmen and what that means. What does that mean for you? Hold people accountable. We're not doing that. Well, what just happened last night? Yep. Well, what just happened? A perfect example. Can I go here? And I know I'm going to set some people off. Maxine Waters. How old is she? 83. I know, but Mona, how do we do that? We supposed to be. I am resting, girl. I got on my moo and everything. I'm sitting here. I'm chilling. I got on socks. You know what I'm saying? To match the little shiny part of the shirt. I'm chilling. I put some juices and berries in my scalp this morning. You know, they not man enough, baby. They not. They can't be. That's what I'm saying. 82. 82. Save it. I can't. I would be remiss if I did not say something. I would be doing the American people who are paying attention to me a disservice. Oh, trust, I rest. I napped real good yesterday. I was so tired because I usually get up at 4:30 and do the news and stuff, right? We told them this. Yes, we did. We told them this was going to happen. Town halls and lobbying don't work. Yes, protests don't work. We got to be in office to make the dent. Absolutely. No, I'm not their personal Jesus. I'm still struggling with the whole idea of Jesus. So I cannot be their personal Jesus. You're on the fence about resting. I don't know how. Because because when we rest, here's what happens when we rest. Because see, I was talking about this morning before we went live on the other platforms. I said, hold on, let me see. Yes, I saw how they dragged her out. Y'all, I'm sorry, TikTok is on fire over here. I'm sorry. And if you are paying attention, you need to see this conversation. But because sometimes if you're resting, you're not paying. And that's the part that I'm talking about right there, Lumbee Queen, that's my concern. If I rest too tough, I'm going to fall asleep for real. And I'm going to wake up and everything that I have worked hard for, that I have voted for the things that matter to me are going to be gone because I was resting so hard. I don't need to sleep that hard. I'm resting. Oh, best believe. I rest real well. But I realize that if I rest too hard, because I want to rest. I want to rest. So I've learned how to rest. I take mental breaks and I realize where my place is in this fight. And you know where my place is? My place is literally doing what I'm doing right now. Each one of us has a spot in this experience. Now let's dig a little deeper. Each one of us has a spot in this experience that is happening right now. And what's happening right now is a shift. Do not ever think that in the midst of chaos, there is not divine order. Hear me. In the whole mix of it all, even in the midst of chaos, there is divine order. I say it all the time. And it's something that I have learned in my personal life. And it transcends everything that we know. What are we learning here, people? We are learning that we work to better together. We are learning that this country, like Michael Jackson said, all I want to say is that they don't really care about us. But see, since we know that, now that we know that, and we are clear on that, what are we doing as a people to come together? I don't care what race you are. They showing us what they worried about. They worried about the personal bottom lines of multi-billionaires, and they are figuring out ways to take more from you. And so, like you said, and they're not like us. They're not like us. But I'm going to tell you something. The good in all of this is this. We learning how to come together. The good in all of this is that more of us are paying attention than we ever have. We not sleep like they think we are. And we really are woke. We really are. They sending people out in shackles from this country. And they did a whole ASMR video on it on the White House page. So we have to look at the positivity of all of this. We are learning what is really happening in our government because we know that we all get caught up in day-to-day things. But the things that are happening right now will literally impact everything. How you purchasing your homes and your cars, and even the basic things like the mug that is on this table that I know if I turn it upside down, gonna say what? Made in China. We woke, and woke is not what they think it is. They made that phrase. They made it what they think it is. Because it always got something to do about being Black. When in reality, it's really not about Black or white. It is about rich versus poor. Awesome for you. Every protest, but I'm gonna tell y'all something. It's got to be bigger than just protest. And I 100% agree. We can't. Number one, Mona, honey, I don't know how to sleep. We can't sleep. We don't have time to rest. What do we own? Come on, let's talk about this. Buy nothing this Friday. Economic boycott. Who said that? Green Goodmaker. Okay, Green Goodmaker. Sit-ins have to be next. I'm reading what we're talking about, right? But not just that. Listen closely. We have to be able to educate ourselves on what they're doing, even when we don't see it in the press, which means we got to be paying attention. Go to congress.gov and find out what bills are being introduced and break them apart. Get you a copy of the Constitution and understand what your rights are. I'm so serious. Please understand that there is more than one way to fight. This is my way. Real community, united in a common purpose, safe community, freedom to live, opportunity to prosper. Yes, protests are not working, but they make you feel better. And that's cool. But every last one of us has to understand what your position is and play it. Pay attention. I agree with that. Educating yourself. Yes, 100%. Pay attention to what they're doing. They hoping that you're not. They hoping that you're not paying attention. They hoping that you're paying attention to this man and his shenanigans on the stage at the CPAC event. Call your representatives. Be nice to their secretaries and their administrative staff. They didn't do it. And that's the other thing. They think we're stupid anyway. Yes. You ought to be fired up, but not to the point where you're putting your dukes up like they want us to do. That's what they want. We need to play the way that we know how, because I'm going to tell you something. One thing that I learned, being born right after, at the very edge and the end of the civil rights era, I benefited from it right away. But one of the things that I learned when I got to college during what I like to call the different world era was we had Martin Luther King with his stance on nonviolence. But on the other side, we had the other side of the coin. And who was that? It was Malcolm X. Both of them were equally as important. Equally as important. And what I want you all to understand is in the midst of all of this chaos, I want us to see the roots of the flowers that are beginning to blossom. And that is us, the people. This doesn't happen with one person anymore. It cannot be just one lead. It has to be all of us taking responsibility and lead where we are. In our communities and in our churches and in our schools, and educating ourselves as much as we possibly can about everything that is happening right now. Because the more that we know, the more power that we have in that knowledge, and knowledge is power. One of the biggest things that they tried to do to my ancestors was to keep us from learning to read, because they knew if we learned how to read, we could free ourselves. For lack of knowledge, the people perish. To you as well, Green Goodmaker. So listen to me closely. Find out what your strength is in all of this and present that. Share that. Is it carrying a sign? Is it informing people about what's happening? Is it helping people to understand that even though their insurance has gone up, GoodRx is out there? No, I'm not an affiliate. It's because somebody else told me about it. Did you know that Costco, your meds are actually cheaper there? I had somebody else send me a message about that when I talked about my meds going up. Make the change that way. Thank you so much for that. We have to do that. Yes, educating each other. Ain't no victims over here. But being proactive is a choice. Not putting your head in the sand and waiting for things to get better by and by. Oh, no, bro. I don't know how to do that. Oh, see. So let's talk about that. You said, Rita said, I feel like we lose because we're polite. I'm done being polite. Be real. That part, that's it. And that's another thing. Mona, you are absolutely correct. I tell this story often. I don't know if Kutta is still in here, but I tell the story often of my foster mother who grew up in the 20s. And I asked her one time, she said, they grew up in the 20s. She was born in 1920. Her husband was born in 1921. By all accounts, they raised me since I was 5 months old. And I grew up with the most amazing family that believed in Black empowerment. So I grew up in that kind of a community. I grew up holding a Negro Digest in my hands that eventually became Ebony and Jet magazine. And I grew up with these amazing Black folks that had seen so much and had gone through Jim Crow. And I remember asking her one time, we were studying on the Great Depression. I got to tell this story quickly. And she looked at me when I asked her, what was it like growing up during the Great Depression? She said, what Great Depression? She said, white folks had a Great Depression. We didn't have one. They didn't want us to be a part of what they had going on. That was them. We had our own stores. We had everything. So what does that tell me? We have to also learn how to have our own economic resource and base where we are. How do you do that? Shop local. I talk about that often. Number one, because I am a small business. But at the same token, learning how to shop local is important. Big box retailers have told us what they think about us. Because they weren't a part of it, Mona. The Navajo called it the time when the whites almost ate each other. I hope I read that right. Yeah, we weren't a part of it. We were, but we weren't. We were on the edge of it. But where my foster mother is from, they had their own businesses. They had their own things. There were Black Wall Streets all over the place because Black folks were living in these silos because they couldn't be a part of anything. Y'all got to remember also the military. What? When was the military desegregated? They couldn't be in the military. They couldn't do nothing. So they created their own worlds. We already were doing things. Absolutely. I learned how to plant corn, crops, all of that. We were already doing it. And we already know how to survive. But that does not mean, nor does it absolve us of our right and responsibility for those whose shoulders I stand on to not vote, to not do things. And Mona, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying in general, right? We still have the responsibility of doing the things that are keeping us where we currently are and allowing us to elevate and grow. But if we don't do anything, if we're not voting, if we're continuing, and when I say rest, we ought not to be sleeping like Sleeping Beauty. We're not even a kiss can wake us up. We need to see what's going on and we need to call it to the carpet for what it is. Period. End of story. I'm just saying, for those of you all who are new here, I'm Paulette. I am the owner and founder of Brownstone Worldwide. We house brownstoneworldwide.com, Cityscape Radio, the podcast and radio app. Hey, Mike Lowry, good morning. Good morning. Girl, Sleeping Beauty, and also Brownstone Living Magazine. If you want your free digital copy of Brownstone Living Magazine with Mr. Freddie, y'all already know we got some new people in here today too. I'm going to definitely show you Brownstone Living Magazine. This month coming up, we are celebrating Aisha Taylor Issa, who is the owner of the Sister Shop here in Atlanta, right? Some of you all may have seen the viral video on Instagram and Facebook where Neo DeViso and a couple of other folks went down there and they did a flash mob purchase in her store and saved her business from having to close its doors. Well, she is the cover of Brownstone Living Magazine for the month of March. And we had a meeting about the magazine this morning. And I'm excited to share with you all because we just approved the cover. We couldn't make up our mind because she sent us so many amazing pictures. But y'all, this is Brownstone Living Magazine for the month of February. Okay, this is your Black History Month issue. If you want your Black History Month issue, you can head over to brownstoneworldwide.com, or if you're on TikTok, just go to my stand store. Go to my stand store and go ahead and tap on it. It'll ask you for your email. It's up to you whether you want to do it or not. You can do what you choose, but go ahead and check out this month's issue. It is amazing. And I just really like the fact that the pages turn and they make noise. No, I'm playing. There's some good stuff in here. It really is. And you get an opportunity to learn more about being people in the neighborhood, some amazing stories. We talked to a sister by the name of Mercedes Eckert, who owns the largest, what is it that she does? She owns the largest secret shopper network that's out there, and it's called iShop, AGP. A lot of people don't know that, but she's a friend of mine, but shout out to her and everything that she's doing to help people to become independent by teaching them how to secret shop. I did this amazing interview with her, and she talked about how she literally see, the page is still turning. She literally learned how to do it because she was trying to make extra money and while she was in college, and then it just took off. Tell me why her and her husband have built their home from the ground up and paid for it, cash money, off of secret shopping. She is nothing to be played with. So go ahead and check out this month's issue. And I believe there's a link to also check out Mr. Freddie Taylor. Y'all, I'm about to get up and go get these Black History cards so we can do our Black History card. And then it gives me an opportunity to kind of calm down just a little bit, right? Okay, hang on just a minute. We're going to go ahead and get the Black History cards. And we're going to talk about Mr. Freddie Taylor. Oh, they're behind me on this on the table. Hold on. We're going to do our Black History flashcards for the month. Here we go. These are Mr. Freddie Taylor. Remember, he is the cover of Brownstone Living magazine for the month of February, right? But check this out. Look at his business. These are just some of the flashcards. So these are Black History flashcards. If you want your own flashcards, go to urbanintellectuals.com. Go ahead and follow him on YouTube as well, Urban Intellectuals. So we always like to pull from the Black History cards for the month of Black History, okay? So here we go. We're going to pull a card and we're going to read it. I was doing it with my granddaughter, and she was like, oh, my God, Mimi. All right, so I'm pulling one. Let's see who we got. Oh, Carter G. Woodson. I should have like applause going, right? That would be so cool. All right. Historian, author, and journalist. In 1903, he earned a BL degree from Berea College. In 1908, he earned an MA in history from the University of Chicago. In 1912, he earned his doctorate in history from Harvard University. Co-founded the Association for the Study of Negro Life and History, later known as the Association for the Study of African American Life and History, in 1915. Authored The Miseducation of the Negro in 1933, one of the most important books of the 20th century. Established the Journal of Negro History in 1915 and launched the celebration of Negro History Week in 1926, eventually expanding and renamed Black History Month. You be blessed as well. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, listen, y'all, my time is up. We've been on here more than an hour and a half, especially if you've been on TikTok. And I done did a little cussing today. Y'all done ticked me off. But we're gonna come back at noonish, and we're gonna give you more news information that you can use and an additional commentary on tips, topics, and talk today. Where you get an opportunity to come and hang out with me, do some more talking. And remember this, I want you all to take away from today's morning. Thank you so much for joining, and for yours as well. This is a collaborative effort. Nobody should be working alone in these quiet moments in your head, rocking back and forth, looking all crazy. No. Come on out, grab your coffee, do all the things that you need to do. Let's do this before it's time to go. Grab your list. Where's your 6 list for today? We always end with this. Write down the 6 most important things that you have to do for today. Thank you, Patricia, for joining us today. The Birth of a Nation. Watch it. Absolutely, if you have not seen it. Listen, do your 6 list. If you cannot finish everything on your 6 list, make sure that you make this a part of a daily routine to transpose what you didn't finish onto the next day. That is how you continue to see movement and progress. Okay. All right. Now, remember what I said earlier, y'all. Every last one of us has something different that we're bringing to what is happening. This is a birth of a movement as well. Not only just the birth of a nation, but remember, in being a country, honey, we teenagers. And you know what happens when teenagers become teenagers? I got 4 of them that's grown now. Ask me how I know how that went when they became teenagers. Okay, it was a hot mess, and I was handling it by myself. I've had to kick indoors and all kinds of stuff, but at the end of the day, it turned out all right. One of them is getting ready to graduate from FAMU. The other one is getting ready to graduate from high school and on his way to college. We did okay, which means we are going to be all right as well, as long as we understand that what we are experiencing and going through right now, when we look at it from another perspective, is honestly what is necessary for us to know who we are in this country. And that these people that we vote in work for the people. Call them to the carpet, hold them accountable, and understand that your power may not be the power that I have. Your power may be holding the meeting in your living room. Your power may be the marching. Your power may be the voice on a channel that's going to reach people that I cannot. I may never see the numbers that a Don Lemon or a Joy Reid will get. My voice still needs to be heard just like yours does, because we impact so many, right? And I need us to understand that. Don't hide because you think nobody is paying attention to what you have to say. Do not hide in this time that is so vital and so important for this country, that we miss this opportunity to save this nation that we know. And I didn't say it was perfect. Y'all know that. Period. Different ways. Different ways. Y'all, once again, this is The Day Shift. I'm Paulette. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I will be back again tomorrow, but don't forget, I'll see you this afternoon. Do not be silent. Y'all, I gotta go. I'm so hyped this morning. I don't even know what to do with myself. Once again, brownstoneworldwide.com, Cityscape Radio, Brownstone Living Magazine. Listen, if you have not followed us over on Brownstone Worldwide on YouTube, if you have not followed us and the people in the neighborhood who are our podcasters and who write for Brownstone Living Magazine, and for those who write for brownstoneworldwide.com, I say that you become one of the people in the neighborhood and come and hang out with us. We're always looking for submissions of all kinds, as long as you are reputable. And when I say reputable, you ain't lying. That's what I mean. Okay. All right, y'all. We'll see you around. We're going to get back into our Brownstone Worldwide song, and I'm going to get back to the news and information that you can use. Remember, 3 things that I always say before I end every single show. 1, love your life. It is the only one that you have. 2, live your life to the fullest and embrace everything that is your life, because one day you're not going to be here. You might as well make the best of it, because you only get one you. And lastly, breathe through every single moment. We'll see you around.
Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Tips, topics, and talk, we got it all. Brownstone Boozy and Breakfast with Fernell. Here to entertain, and we will help you live well. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are welcome in the essence. This broadcast, Brownstone, the light is contagious. But you need go on and receive it for yourself. Just open it, exuberant, evolution, excited. We standing on the foundation of expression. You might have seen, you might have been, or you could have gravitated. Our foundation, we want to create a space for all to collaborate and be liberated from eventually all over the globe. And we are extending a hand to those who are an extension for maybe platforms. Dig into another stratosphere. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Tips, topics, and talk, we got it all. Brownstone Boozy and Breakfast with Verner. Here to entertain, and we will help you live well. And that is MSG, the message in the message. I can OD on my execution of excellency. And this as a man right now, and things aren't created, but see true.